Hey, first grade. Last week we were talking all about traditions and the special things that our families or our groups of friends do that is special to just us. So oftentimes we have big traditions where a lot of people do them, and sometimes we have really special little ones that are important to just us and something special to our small communities or our small families. So some of the examples that you guys were talking about and writing about were different holidays. So on certain holidays, you had family traditions, things that you did like dinners and gifts and get-togethers, things like that that were special just to your family that you did while celebrating those holidays. So this week, we have an essential question that goes along with that. Our weekly concept is celebrating America. So that is our country. We live in America, and this weekly concept is celebrating America. How do we do that? How do people celebrate America? So our essential question is, why do we celebrate holidays? Why do you think we celebrate holidays? What is a holiday? What's a holiday, and why do we celebrate them? All right, so I'm going to show you a picture real quick, and it is titled Red, White, and Blue. What are important about those colors? Red, white, and blue. Remember, we're talking about our country and the holidays in our country. What color is our American country flag? Red, white, and blue, isn't it? I'm going to show you a picture real quick, all right? And we're going to talk about it. And I want you to be thinking, what are these people celebrating together? What do you think they're celebrating? Take a look. That is a big flag, isn't it? That is a huge American flag. So what do you think? Make a guess, make a prediction. What do you think these people are walking in a parade celebrating? So it could be right away, I think maybe the 4th of July, our Independence Day when we became a country. We oftentimes wear red, white, and blue, and we celebrate and have a barbecue or a party of some sort. So that could be what they're celebrating. There's other things they could be, but it could be the 4th of July, Independence Day. All right, we looked at our vocabulary words yesterday, and it's going to be great because some of these vocabulary words are going to show up in the story that we read together today as well. So it's going to give us a little context, and we're going to know and understand the story better because we know the vocabulary words so well. So words like favorite, few, gone, surprise, wonder, young, nation, and unite. So we're going to see those words that you practiced come up in the story. So again, remember our essential question is, why do we celebrate holidays? Did you have an idea in your head why we celebrate holidays? Let's see if that reason shows up in our story today that we read. It might or it might not. And if it doesn't, this might give us another reason or an example of why. Remember, we're always trying to answer that essential question through our readings. We try to get an idea or an example as we read, all right? So we're going to read about how people celebrate a harvest. All right, I'm going to show you a picture. What do you see? I see lots of fresh fruit, lots of vegetables, and the title of this story is called Share the Harvest and Give Thanks. Can you think of a holiday that we celebrate and we usually have a big meal together and we give thanks for something or for people in our life, for the things that we have, the blessings we have? Let's see if we're thinking the same holiday, okay? Each year, farmers pick crops from their field. This is called a harvest. Can you say that? Harvest. Yes. So it marks the end of the growing season, and it's a fun time of year. In our nation, families celebrate the harvest in a number of ways. So you can have a harvest dinner at home, or you can go to a fair or a festival. Harvest is time to unite, which means come together with friends and family. Also is a time when people share food. Farm stands have harvest fruits and vegetables, and these may include pumpkins and apples, and in the fall, and berries and tomatoes in the spring. They're harvesting some fruits and vegetables. The big barrel of apples over here. All across the United States, people give thanks in the fall for the harvest. This day is called Thanksgiving. Is that what you were thinking? That's what I was thinking. It is on the fourth Thursday in November. So it's always on that same day. For some people, that might be a tradition, right? We celebrate a holiday and we do something special on the fourth Thursday in November. So families eat together and they show what they're thankful for. But are you aware of the very first Thanksgiving? There's a family here shopping, gathering food for a harvest celebration. Thanksgiving in our nation was in 1621. The Pilgrims who had come to America had a feast to show thanks for the harvest and be grateful for the food that they had. So they ate duck, deer, corn, and squash. Can you compare that to a meal today? So if you celebrate Thanksgiving, you may not, but if you celebrate Thanksgiving, what foods do you normally look forward to? I know that my sister, she always makes the best macaroni and cheese. Mac and cheese, so good. That's her specialty that she'll bring to contribute. Oftentimes we'll have turkey and mashed potatoes and corn and cranberry sauce and yummy dessert too. Pumpkin desserts and apple desserts, just like they were talking about in the beginning of the story. So what are some of the foods that you enjoy or look forward to if you celebrate Thanksgiving? Today, families still give thanks with a feast, but they may eat different favorite foods like turkey, corn, green beans, like to enjoy the harvest foods before they are gone. So then new crops will grow for the rest of the year and they'll eat those other foods throughout the years, different berries and tomatoes and such like that, that aren't fall foods. So here are a couple pictures. This might be what Thanksgiving looked like way back then in the 1600s. Could be, we don't know. And then here is a family celebrating with their food now. So festival and fairs is the subheading in this section. So it says in many states, Thanksgiving is a fun affair. Some places hold big parades where people march, sing, and dance. At one parade, young actors wear costumes and they act out the first Thanksgiving. That is like you can see the harvest and see what it would have been like potentially years ago. At the Kentucky Harvest Festival, the corn crop is the star. So kids have a contest to peel the most ears of corn. I always like that name. I think it's funny that corn is called the ear of corn. If it's still all wrapped up, it's an ear of corn. Families join teams to play cornhole toss. The teams toss few bags filled with corn kernels, and they follow rules to score. The winning team gets a prize. So there's some fun ways to celebrate other than just eating food, which that's one of the parts to celebrate. But here's a picture. Kids at a festival. We'll see him dressed up. The caption says a bean bag toss game is very popular at Kentucky, Ohio harvest festivals, and players pitch their corn bags and they try to get it into the hole. Kwanzaa is also a harvest celebration. Kwanzaa means first fruits. So at this time, people give thanks for crops like corn, apples, and pears. In some places, pumpkins are a big deal. Large pumpkins are dug out and used as boats. What? Boats? After the race, the pumpkins are used for compost or to make new dirt. So then they use the pumpkins for good and they help fuel the dirt so that other things can grow and we'll get yummy other foods out of it. Here's a picture of a family celebrating Kwanzaa. And you light candles that commemorate it and go along with it. And here's those people in their pumpkin boats. You can scroll down to see those pictures a little bit more clearly if you would like. All right. And so the caption below Kwanzaa says Kwanzaa begins on December 26th. It celebrates the harvest of Africa. So many people in the United States celebrate Kwanzaa traditions. So there's that word, traditions. Kwanzaa is another great example of a family tradition or a cultural tradition. So yes, and then the caption for those silly pumpkin boats says, row, row, row your pumpkin. These giant pumpkins make a splash at Oregon's giant pumpkin race. So Miss Thomas, I am from Seattle, which is close to Oregon. It's just above it. And in Oregon, I heard all the time about these pumpkin races. I never went and actually saw one, but I sure heard about them, and it sounds so fun. It would have been cool to see. That picture is so funny. Across the nation, people celebrate the harvest. At home or with others, it is no wonder that harvest is fun time for all. So I would like you to think real quick on how you celebrate harvest. Do you do anything special? Do you celebrate Kwanzaa? Do you celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you just get together with family in the fall, maybe have football on the TV, or go to a corn maze or a pumpkin patch? Something like that. I'd like you to think about that. Will you tell me about your celebration of harvest? And even tie in a tradition if you'd like, something that's special that you and your family do. Write that out for me, complete sentences. I look forward to reading them and learning more about you and your family. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you later.